Hey, amazing beings. It is me, Dr. Sarah, for another Free and Clear Fridays with me. So, welcome. I have a little different angle going on here with the recording of the live, and I actually have a different filter on. Again, I think I mentioned last time, I have an amazing group of creators that contribute to the Dr. Sarah experience. They're amazing editors that do work with my podcast and the filming of it and the editing. And one of the amazing beings created this filter that is now available. There's 4 of them on my Instagram, where you can use these filters, the one you see here, the one I used last time, to create pictures, to create videos, to do lives with. You'll see the little icon, and I believe it says Dr. Sarah, and you can use it. It's really fun. So this is I'm using the second one from out of the 4 this week. So I'm so excited for you to check those out. You can find it on my Instagram page, and it's under that little icon that has the little, I always fail for the words for this, but kind of like the crystal looks, like the little twinkle is the word I'm looking for. So under that you'll find the filter. So anyway, how are you doing this week? What is going on? How you be? Wow. Everything that brings up, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, fun, fuck, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Now, wow, so much as we usually do, notice each time. And I'm excited to explore this week a topic that can go in a lot of directions. It looks really simple, but I sense there's a lot to it. And the topic of the week is desire. Desire. So what do you notice when I say the word desire? What comes to your awareness? Do you resist it? Like, oh, I'm not supposed to desire things? Or do you maybe find yourself like, I don't know what I desire? You know, the original definition, I shared this in a video already this week of what desire is. It's the wish of something. It's a want of something, I believe, was also in there. But basically, when we use desire in a conscious way, it allows us to get clear on what it is we would like to create. And it also allows us to use it as a way to get clear on maybe areas where we have fallen into more of a routine of something or have things in place. And if we're not checking in on what it is you desire, you could be missing out on something different, something new. And I'm going to use myself as an example, as I usually do. Probably in just a minute or 2, but I would like for us to first clear anything that's heavy about the word desire, about anywhere that you've had desires that didn't come through, that you've been wanting for a long time and get stuck in the lack of desire, anything related to desire that's heavy. Okay, so let's tune into that. Let's be present with that, either now and in the future when you're watching this. So let's bring all that up and let's clear all that now. Right and wrong, good and bad, pun, pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Whew, wow. I had a bit of a charge. Yes, our desires sometimes can be used in a way like, oh, I desire this, like it's out of reach. So everywhere you've been out of reach with what it is that you desire, or no, I can't have that, that's too much of a big ask, it's not going to happen. Everywhere you do desire that way, where you just want to not have any desires so you don't have to be disappointed if they don't happen, let's destroy and uncreate all that. Right, wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So this clearing statement, I'm going to include in the comments like I usually do, just in case you're not familiar with it. You can go to my website, look at that, read about it. It breaks it down. It comes from an amazing systematic approach called Access Consciousness. So yes, you can check that out there on my website. But anyway, back to desire and where we tend to want to cut ourselves off from what we desire. Desire is similar to what I would like to create. I know we have talked about that topic, but it has a little different energy to it. So what if you could discover something that you desire that you didn't even know you desired? You know, if we're not asking ourselves a question about it, it can get overlooked. So everywhere you have not asked a question lately of what you desire, let's destroy and uncreate everything that is not allowing you just to ask the question. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow. There is some charge to that. And I'm also aware that you'll notice me laughing. I tend to laugh a lot. I tend to laugh at funny things, of course, but I also tend to laugh on the truth. So I'll laugh at the kind of oddest moments where you'll be like, oh, what's she laughing about? When it's really, I'm laughing on whatever is actually accurate about whatever is being spoken of or cleared for that matter. So everything that is, we destroy and create it all. Right, wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So also in that video, I don't know if you had a chance to take a look at it, but I'm just recalling it as I'm tuning in to here with you. On there, I suggest creating a desire list. Like, write it down by asking, what do I desire? What would I like to create? What is that? A desire list. And what that can do is it can help you get clear on what it is that you would like to create now. What do you desire? So that list can be anything. It can be something tangible. It can be maybe an idea, or maybe it's something like related to creating something you already have and more of it, like money. That could be a fun one. Desiring more money and what would it take to create more money. It's asking a question, it's bringing it in, and then it's about clearing any limitations around it. And once we get clear on what you desire, then there's a space that I've talked about already, and that's about actualization, taking action on it. So we're kind of throwing this desire thing out after what we've talked about actualization, but there's no stopping talking. Like stop talking, never. Ever. I'm a talker, I just have to say. Especially when it comes to getting on here with you guys, like, wow, I just love it. I could talk all day to you. It brings me so much ease and lightness, but also knowing that those of you amazing beings that are coming on and watching this and are watching it in the future, whenever you jump on here, is just such a contribution to what this world requires, to what it is that is now available for us to be able to create, and us coming together in whatever way we do. Wow. So I'm always excited about that. And that you notice it's not just about being positive. I go for everything. I go after the good, the bad, and the ugly, because this is consciousness. Includes everything and excludes nothing, and it judges nothing as well. So when we're willing to be that and come together in that space, what a gift. So I want to just express my gratitude for you. Now, what I like to do at probably about this point in the show, is to check in with just your week. What has your week been like? What are some light things that showed up? Let's acknowledge those right now. What is something light this week that really created something greater in your world? It could be anything, really. A person's maybe acknowledgement of you, or you acknowledging someone else, or it could be just anything. I don't need to give you examples. I just want you to tune in to that and acknowledge that. And anything that will allow you to acknowledge what's been light for you this week, let's just clear it just in case you can't get to it right now. Right, wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And let's also tune in to where it's been heavy. So what has been heavy for you this week? What's been nagging at you? Is there something lingering that we can get clear of right now so you can go into the weekend and go into your next, even, gosh, the rest of your day here with more ease? So anything that won't allow that to clear, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, lock, all nice shorts, boys, beyonds. So let's tune in to that heaviness, the heavy thought, the heavy feeling, the emotion, the situation, everything that is. Let's destroy and uncreate all that now. Right and wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow. Now what? Now what else is possible? And you may notice, as I've often acknowledged here before, that there may be a little more space, especially as this 20-minute show goes on. You may have more room, more ease, ways to breathe, more space, from which then you can get clear on the topic that we're talking about in this case, which is desire. So, what are you noticing now? What desire do you have that you have yet to recognize and acknowledge? I would love for you to share it here. You're welcome to always write in the comments, by the way. I'm open to questions. I'm open to hearing from you. I would love your participation. So just in case I haven't mentioned that, I certainly haven't mentioned this show. But I love all that, so please do that. But anything that won't allow you to get clear on those desires, destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good and bad, pon, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, so I can use myself as an example here with regards to being clear on what it is that I desire. Well, I'm aware that since really coming out in January with the new Dr. Sarah brand, the Dr. Sarah Experience basically brand, that I came in with a format that was working. And it was working great because that's where we started, and it has evolved as we've gone along. And just recently, with the launch of the new podcast, it's really brought in a whole nother platform from which I can connect with you guys and really bring to you some cool beings who are doing such magical and magnificent work. And it's not to make them significant, but it's really to make them acknowledged for the creations that they're being and creating together, and not individually really, but they're influencers who either on Instagram, TikTok, anywhere like social media, and in the world really, but it's mostly social media, who are really tapping into followers and amazing beings like yourselves to bring in cool information, creative energy, all kinds of different things. Each of them have their own little niche. So this show, this podcast show, the Dr. Sarah Experience podcast show, allows us to really get more familiar with them, to learn more about their life, their behind the scenes, how they navigate all this, what it's been like for them, to really get to know them on a deeper level. So I say that because what I'm now looking at is, what do I desire to bring to you guys, to everything that I'm being, to the world and to social media in particular. And it's starting to shift. It's starting to change. It's actually desiring, wanting, which means lack. We don't lack anything. But anyway, desiring to show up to you with in a way that you can receive it, fresh and new information, fresh and new ways of communicating this to you. So I'm tweaking my way because I'm willing to look at, what is it that I desire? What is it that I sense the people looking to join me desire? And as I look at that, I'm noticing that this is going to start changing, going from maybe the topic of the week to, oh, this is just one piece of something like desire. Oh, let's just focus on this for a moment. Where this is going to open up for much more to come in rather than isolating it to one thing during the week as a topic of the week. It may be bringing in more, I'm looking to do more TikTok videos that are very, what's the latest and greatest and trendy, and also very like informative in a way that you can receive it. So I'm willing to look at what I've been creating and tweak it and look to the things that are light about it, things that may be heavy about it, and create something different. That's what I desire. And that's what I will be doing within probably the next week or two. You may start noticing a little difference. And it's not about it being seen, it's more the energy I be. And it refreshes me to follow what it is I desire. Because I could stick with the same routine. The routine of, yep, this is what I started with, this is what I'm going to keep with, this is how it goes because this is what I agreed to. That's not going to work very well for me or for anyone else, because I could do this all day long, and if it's not being done in a way that's a contribution to me and others, forget it, I'm not choosing it. So I'm willing to constantly be in the question of now what? Like, what do I desire now? What would I like to create now? And these new things come in. So I hope this is helpful as I'm sharing my awareness of how I do it, as well as how you receive it. I'm hoping that this gives you a little bit of a space to be like, oh, okay, that's how it's done. That's one possibility of how it's done. And sometimes just sharing my world with you in the way of what goes on behind my scenes, so to speak, can then be helpful to you to be like, oh, that, or the energy of it, or okay, I could try that worked for her. Oh, does that work for me? Do I desire that? It gives you some more information to check in with to see if it fits for you. Wow. So we're getting close to time, but I want to revisit this desire thing. So I just mentioned what it is I desire, but I also mentioned this idea of routine. You know, a lot of times routine can replace joy. Routine can replace desire. Routine can replace a lot of conscious space of creation. So everywhere you've done routine, because it was safe, it was familiar, it's just what you do, but it's sticking you from getting clear on what your desires are, from getting to the space of what you would like to create instead. Everything that is, let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Oh, wow. So you can see, as we always do, at least this is what I point out most of the time, that the topic of where we're talking about goes in so many different directions, so many layers to it, that what looks as simple as like, oh, desire. It's like, oh, desire, and all the things that prevent us from being in the space of desire and creating it, and the limitations that may want to block it. So anywhere you're blocked from the desire that you desire, it's a good one to end on. Let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good or bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. I'm liking this. Like, I'm a little more up close and personal with you on this live. I'm kind of liking this camera angle. Feel free to let me know in the comments too if you like it, because it's actually feeling very like cozy to talk to you this close, but we'll see. I'll see if I desire to do it the same way next time. Anyway, so I would like to close this live by acknowledging you and to thank you for being you, the amazing being that you are. And you know, as we do here, taking some kind of limitation, some kind of problem, and turning it into a possibility, that's what we go for here. And I look forward for you to join me in my new platform of the podcast show, You can find that in my link on my, what is it called here? The bio. I get them confused with TikTok. It's the profile. But here it's the bio. You can click on there and my link tree is there and it'll connect you to the podcast. Oh, also, you can go on my website. There's going to be a pop-up where you can sign up to actually win a free session with me. I almost forgot. It's a free session. It's a facilitation. It will be done through Zoom. It will also be like probably around a half hour. And what you can do when you go and sign up, you'll also be put in for the Possibilities newsletter, which will give you all the information of the week that I'm doing in the podcast show and all the rest. And then if you put your phone number in, you can also get a free PDF of my a part of the chapter of the book I wrote. So anyways, just so you know, there's lots of information you can receive. But go to the website, you'll see the podcast show, you can listen to it. It's also on video, which is connected to YouTube. So much. But again, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for being you. And just always remember that I have your back. All right, amazing beings. I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.